Let's talk about Pace Morby. If you're in real estate, you've seen him. He's the creative finance guy, right? Thousands of students, huge portfolio. But the story you see online, that's not really the full story. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain and look at the real playbook, how he actually built his empire and what you can steal from it.
See, the common wisdom is that he got rich selling his subto coaching program. And yeah, that's a part of it, but it's not the main thing. Not even close. His true wealth, well, that comes from this incredibly complex machine, this whole web of businesses that are working behind the scenes that, honestly, most people have no idea even exist.
So that's the big question, isn't it? Where is the money really coming from? In this explainer, we're going to map out the entire system. We're talking from a massive, crushing failure all the way to a money-printing machine that totally changed the game for him. Okay, first things first, let's just tackle the biggest myth right out of the gate, the coaching program. It is the most visible part of his brand for sure, but its real purpose is so much more strategic than just selling some online course. I mean, the numbers here are just wild. You've got over 5,000 students, each paying thousands of bucks. That's over $40 million in revenue from the Sub2 community. But look at this. As this chart shows, that's just a tiny little slice of the pie. Those course fees, they're just the gasoline for the real engine. Now, to really understand the machine, you gotta understand the man, and more importantly, the moment that created it. This was not some grand plan from day one. Oh no, this was a strategy born from total, complete desperation. A moment where he was backed into a corner and literally had to innovate his way out. Look, Pace has been an entrepreneur his entire life. He started a company when he was just 17, co-founded a multi-million-dollar golf business, and then built this massive contracting company that was renovating thousands of homes for giants like Zillow and Opendoor. The point is, this guy thinks at scale. But in 2019, everything just came crashing down. And this is the crisis. After getting tangled up with a partner who was running a Ponzi scheme, Pace suddenly found himself on the hook for a staggering $16 million in debt. He had to shut down his contracting business, sell everything, just to try and stay above water. I had no cash, I had no credentials. I mean, in his own words, Pace was completely wiped out. He needed to buy property to rebuild his life, but with zero money for a down payment and totally wrecked financials, there was no way a bank was ever going to give him a loan. He was totally and completely locked out of the traditional system. So what do? He turned to creative finance. This is the absolute key to everything. It's basically a way to get a property directly from the seller without ever needing a bank. With Subject to, you just take over their existing mortgage payments. With seller financing, the seller basically becomes the bank for you. It's a method that completely bypasses the need for cash or good credit. It was his only way in. And his big breakthrough, his aha moment, came when another investor told him to go back to all those leads that everybody else throws in the trash. You know, the sellers who want too much money for a cash offer, or the ones who don't have enough equity to sell the normal way. For these so-called dead leads, creative finance was the absolute perfect solution. Okay, so he found a method that worked without cash, without credit. Great. But doing a few deals here and there isn't going to build an empire. The real genius, the thing we're here to talk about, is how he scaled this idea into a massive, automated machine that brings the deals right to him. And this is the challenge every single real estate investor on the face of the planet has to deal with, right? Finding one good off-market deal is hard. Finding hundreds or even thousands, it seems impossible. So how did he solve the single biggest problem in all of real estate? This is the secret. His Sub2 community isn't just an education company. It's a decentralized deal-finding engine. Think about it. He teaches an army of students how to find the exact type of deals he wants. When they find one but can't close it themselves, what do? They bring it straight to Pace. He helps get it over the finish line, they both make money, and boom, another property gets added to his personal portfolio. The scale of this is just incredible. I mean, look at this comparison. It is literally the difference between one person fishing with a single fishing rod and an army of thousands fishing with a giant net. As Pace himself said, I don't have to look for deals. These deals are coming to me. And what is the result of this incredible deal flow machine? 1,800 rental units. This portfolio is estimated to generate around $200,000 a month in pure net profit for him. He basically turned an online community into an assembly line for acquiring rental properties. But he didn't just stop there. No way. Once the machine was pumping out deals like crazy, he built a protective moat around it. He started buying and building all the other companies needed to service every single transaction, creating a completely self-contained ecosystem. Just think it through. When a student brings him a deal, where do they go to get it closed? Well, they can use his title company, Complete Title. They can get title insurance from his company, Equity Assurance. They can even hire virtual assistants from his company, Start Virtual. He built a system where he profits from every single step of the process. It's genius. Okay, so we've dissected Pace's entire model. It's a brilliant, complicated machine that took years and years to build. But if we strip away all the layers, what's the one single foundational piece that makes it all work? What's the one thing you can actually apply to your own strategy? Because when you strip away all the complexity, the community, the TV show, the vertical integration, all of it, the whole thing comes down to one fundamental ingredient. And it's this: a steady, reliable stream of motivated sellers. That is the engine. Without that consistent deal flow, none of the other pieces, not the community, not the title companies, not the coaching, none of it would matter. Pace built this incredibly elaborate, human-powered system just to generate that one thing. But here's the thing. His method isn't the only way to get there. As you can see on the left, Pace's whole strategy was to build a massive community to find leads for him. But today, there's a much more direct path. On the right, you can see how technology can give you those exact same motivated seller leads instantly, without needing to build a whole educational empire first. The big takeaway here is that it's now possible to skip right to the most important part. Instead of spending years building the machine, you can just focus on getting the end product that the machine creates, a list of motivated sellers who are ready to make a deal. And this is where technology, like the platform GetSellers.io, completely changes the game. It's a tool designed to do one thing and one thing only: connect investors directly with the motivated sellers that fuel every single real estate business, from a beginner doing their first flip all the way to an empire like Pace's. Pace's story proves one thing above all else: the person who controls the deal flow wins. He built an incredible, complex system to do it. But today, the path can be so much simpler. The foundation of any real estate fortune is finding motivated sellers, and technology has made that more accessible than ever before. If you want to see how, you can check it out at GetSellers.io.